This is the Wilmington Standard Daily Update for Thursday, January 8th, 2026. Tragically, yesterday, Renee Nicole Good was shot and killed in Minneapolis as she was protesting and interfering with ICE agents as they were carrying out their duties. She leaves behind a 6-year-old child whose father died in 2023. It is always a terrible thing when a person, any person, loses his or her life, but it is especially tragic in this case because it did not have to happen. Miss Good would be alive today if she had not purposely gotten in the way of the officers and tried using her vehicle to mow them down when she attempted to get away. If she had stayed put in her car and followed their lawful instructions, or better yet not have been there in the first place, her young son would not be an orphan today. The liberal left and their media allies blame everyone except Miss Good. They will say the ICE agents did not have to fire as she headed right at them in an SUV. They will say ICE shouldn't be there in the first place, rounding up people who are breaking the law by being in our country illegally, many of whom are violent criminals. They will blame the Department of Homeland Security for overly aggressive tactics, as these men go into situations that are fraught with danger and uncertainty, again by criminals, with many on the Democrat side calling for Secretary Noem to step down. And of course, most of them blame President Trump because, well, Orange Man bad. It has been over 4 years of lawlessness in our country where police are spit on and ignored, where protesters can shut down highways, and where people like George Floyd, who died because he was a drugged-out criminal in Minneapolis, are lifted up to sainthood by the liberal left. The new policy of the administration, fool around and find out, you can substitute whatever word you want for the first one, means that if you obey the law, including respecting the authority of those carrying out their duties, you have nothing to worry about. Act like a fool, however, and realize how painful the consequences just might be. The left is already mobilizing. Radical groups who supported Maduro and Hamas are already calling for action. Democrats who opened our borders to illegals in the first place are throwing fuel on the fire with their increased rhetoric. And of course, CNN and others will publish videos that show only one side of the story. It is a tragedy that Miss Good died yesterday. She didn't have to, but her choices have led to the ongoing tragedy of a young son who now has to grow up without either parent. For the Wilmington Standard, I'm Rule Sample. Thanks for listening.